This one is for all you natural blondies out there. We may not have Gwen Stefani's color, but if you're like me, your eyebrows are invisible, right? They're so light blonde that you actually can't see them. Now, right now, this is not my natural eyebrow color. I have a little bit of leftover product on them, and it's time to do them again. So what I've been doing for the past, I'd say about a month, I've actually been tinting my eyebrows at home with henna powder. I know it sounds crazy. That's the stuff that a lot of people in the Indian culture use to do tattoos on their skin, and it's semi-permanent. I find that on me, it lasts for about 2 weeks, although the box says 6 weeks. And I just figured, since I'm in need of like doing them again today, I would just take you with me and walk you through the process. I don't expect this to be a super long video because it really doesn't take very much time. So let's go ahead and do it. I wanted to show you the box, but I think I already threw it away. So I'll just pop a picture up on the screen. Essentially what we have though are these little packets of henna powder. It's a plant-based product, which I really like because chemicals on the face, I don't know how you feel about it. I guess like I'm okay with makeup in general, but I don't know. I feel a lot better about this being a natural product, plant-based and everything like that. And it's actually really easy to apply. You do not have to be a makeup artist. You don't really have to be an artist at all. But if you have been doing your eyebrows like with pencil or powder and you're familiar and you kind of have that muscle memory of where to put product, the skill is the same. You're just putting a different product on your eyebrows. I'm going to try to show you everything that I have here. I don't have a second angle so you can see what's in front of me, but I'll try to hold everything up for you. First thing, I'm going to just take this little spoolie and I'm just going to brush my brows. And excuse me if I step over to the side a little bit so I can see my mirror. And you do want to start off with a clean face. Now, I don't have any product on my face right now. I'm not wearing any makeup other than a little bit of mascara. That's the ideal way to begin this process because the henna pigment will stain your skin as well as the individual hairs. And that's a good thing, but you just want to make sure that your skin is clear and clean. So the box of eyebrow tint from Amazon, of course, that's like where I get all my stuff. It comes with everything you're gonna need except for an angled brush. I also found this one on Amazon and I'll go ahead and I'll show it to you now. So this is a great angled brush, exactly perfect for this process. And then, so what you're gonna do, and mine is gonna look a little bit different than what you're gonna use the very first time. The very first time you do it, you will be getting your pigment out of this packet right here. But they also include a little tube to save your leftover powder. So once you open the packet, you're not going to use it all. You actually only need a very small amount. And then whatever powder is left over, you put in this little tube. And I'm using the color blonde because I'm blonde, but I tested out this and another color. And this one was the best. So all we're going to do is super simple. And it's really not as intimidating as it feels. The first time I did this, I was super intimidated because it's kind of like a semi-permanent thing going on your face, but it's really not that bad. You just pour a little bit of powder into this cup. And I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. I'll try to tilt it up for you. Just a little bit of powder. And then honestly, a drippy drop of water. I'm going to turn on my faucet to like such a low pressure that it just drips. And I'm just going to like, you can't even hear the faucet. I'm just going to put like a little drippy drop. All right, let's see if you can see that. Just a little bitty drippy drop, and we can always add more water if we need to. We can add more powder if we need to, but it comes with this little clear spoon. I use the end of the spoon to mix my powder. It's not really powder anymore. It's more of like a gel mixture. Now the box says to mix it until all the particles are dissolved. And I feel like this is probably important because it's a very gritty, grainy texture. So you're going to be mixing for a minute. And what you're going for is like an overall smooth consistency. You don't want it to be so dry that it's like clumpy and it won't smoothly apply to your face. But you also don't want it so runny that when you paint it on, it like runs down your eye. You don't want that either. And like I said, not a lot of product is needed for this. A little bit goes a long way. I'll just show you what we're looking like now that this has kind of been mixed up. And here's what my consistency looks like as well. Now I'm going to take my angled brush. Just kind of getting any makeup powder off of it. So this lasts for about 2 weeks, but it does start to fade, I would say, after 5 days. So for me personally, once it fades down to get to like this point, I just fill in with powder until I'm ready to apply again. But I'm ready to apply again. And again, I'm going to kind of lean off a little bit to the side because it's way more important that I see what I'm doing than that you see what I'm doing. But you should still be able to see. Before I begin though, one hack. The first time I did this, I was really concerned about applying in the right eyebrow shape. I don't know how picky you are about your eyebrow shape when you do them. I'm really particular, and knowing that this was going to last a couple weeks, I wanted to make sure it was perfect. So the hack I figured out is to just get a Crayola washable marker that just, you know, water-based, it washes off. A fine tip one would be better, and use it to trace out the outline of what you want your eyebrow shape to be. You can do trial and error. You can trace it out as many times as you want until you get that perfect shape. Just wash it off with water if you don't like how it looks and try again. And then use the henna tattoo powder to fill in that outline. But I'm not going to be doing that this time just because I think this is my 3rd total time doing my eyebrows with the henna. I feel more confident. And you're literally just going to apply it to your brows. It's going to take a couple strokes. But it's going to look black as you put it on. Don't freak out. That's just the color of the powder. That is not the color your eyebrows are going to be. Trust me. Well, I mean, unless you select the black color. On Amazon, they have a lot of options. So what you're going for is a very even and uniform coverage. It's a little bit of a learning curve, learning how to kind of apply something of this viscosity, there's a science word for you, to your face, because it's not runny and it's not a powder, so it's not like eyebrow powder, and it's not like eyebrow pencil because you can put it down on your face, and then if you wipe over it again, the brush can kind of pick it back up. Take your time, honestly. Keep in mind that wherever you put it, it is going to tint, even if it's on skin, if it's on hair. It stays on the hair for quite a bit longer, and like I said, it starts to fade after about 5 days off of your skin. This stuff is super cheap. And I think it's only like 13 bucks for a box. So I would definitely recommend, if you can afford it, to also buy a very nice angled brush. The first time I did this, I didn't have an angled brush on hand. I used a paint brush, like the smallest art paintbrush I could find, and it worked. But the angled brush works a lot better. I have a chickenpox scar like right here on my eyebrow. And it's like a crater in my skin, and it's really hard to get this in that area. So feel free to take your time really perfecting the shape. Once you have it the way you like it, the product needs to stay on for 15 minutes before you wash it off. Feel free to experiment with what works best for you. Before I applied this to my face for the first time, I applied it to my arm. And I did a couple swatches. Like I said, I was trying out different colors, but I was also wanting to test out the time frame because I do have such light hair and such a fair complexion. I did not want this product to come out super dark. So I did a few test swatches where I removed it after 10 minutes instead of the recommended 15. It definitely was lighter. So if you're as concerned as I was, I would highly recommend doing some test swatches on your arm. Or wherever you want to test it. Just know that your test swatch will be there for about a week. And if you get any where you don't want it to be, like I have it a little bit lower than I want, you just wipe it. Just like that. All right, this eyebrow right here is done. And so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and set a timer for 15 minutes that can go ahead and start counting down while I do my next eyebrow. Set a timer for 15 minutes. She's thinking about it. There we go.
15 minutes. Counting down.
I appreciate you. All right, let's do the second brow. I'm sorry, I know my hand is kind of blocking your view. If I come over here, see if that's better. Yeah. All right, taking a look, I think the shape looks great. Yes, they're black, but like I said, that's how they're supposed to look. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is see how much is left on my timer. 10, let's say 10 minutes are left on my timer. So what I'm gonna do is after this timer goes off, set a second timer for 5 minutes. That'll be when I remove this eyebrow. And while these are setting, let's talk a little bit. First, I just wanted to show you how much of the product is left after applying both brows. When I first got this, I had this genius idea that I would also use it to tint my eyelash hairs as well, because my eyelashes are also invisible and blonde. Don't do it. It's not recommended for eyelashes, and I think that that's mostly because if it gets in your eye, it will burn. And that happened to me. I didn't go blind or anything. It just wasn't pleasant. And honestly, I think the texture and the coarseness of eyelashes are a little bit different than that of eyebrows. So whatever I did manage to get onto my eyelashes before it started burning my eyes didn't even stick. So the other thing I wanted to say is about doing this for the first time. I would say, one, do it when you don't really have anywhere to be important for like a week. Sure, going to work, going out, you know, as long as you can bear leaving the house if your eyebrows aren't the way you want them. Do not do it like the day before your wedding or anybody else's wedding or your family photos. Don't. I would do it a full 2 weeks before anything important. So that way you've got enough time to, one, let it fade down and kind of be less bad if it is going to be bad. Give it 2 weeks to fade down. And then if you did like how it looked and it's been 2 weeks and it's faded down and your event is tomorrow, sure, apply it the day before, the second time you do it. I just would not want anybody to like go out and try this because you saw my video and you saw how easy it seemed for me to apply it. And then you try it and then you have a really difficult time and then you don't like how your eyebrows look and then you get like family photos done the next day. Don't do that. Be smart about it. Because obviously we are frail creatures. We are not perfect beings. You might mess up. I would also caution you, if you don't have a steady hand and if you don't regularly put product on your eyebrows to kind of fill them or shape them or whatever, this might not be the solution for you. I would just hate for you to do your eyebrows and mess them up. Because you watched this video. This is just me showing you how I do my brows now, right? I would recommend this product. It is a wonderful product. I would not recommend it to anybody. You know what I mean? You have to be confident in your ability to apply something like this, but just be smart about it. And the cool thing is it does wash off with water, and it does take a full 15 minutes to set. So if you apply a brow, and let's say this stuff has been on your skin for like 2 minutes while you were applying it, and you hate the way it looks, wash it off right away. It probably will not leave a mark. It probably will not tint. So that is the good thing. And you can try as many times as you like with that like process. Apply it, you don't like it, wash it off. Try it again right away. You don't have to wait, you know, as long as your face is clean and dry. But I think that's all I wanted to say. I think that's all the cautions I wanted to give you.
5 minutes. Counting down.
Okay. 5 more minutes left on this one. But this one is ready. And so in those 15 minutes, you're going to feel them start to kind of get like hard and crusty. That's perfect. That's what you want. Grab you a whole roll. We're going to use the whole thing. Just kidding. Grab you some paper towel. I just get the thing wet. And it'll take you a couple swipes. Don't freak out. But you can already start to see the magic. So even with this blonde color, it's pretty bold. I like it that way because it's so opposite of my Invisibrows. I like it like this, but if this is too dark for you, the way that this is currently looking, try a little swatch on your arm for like 10 minutes. All right, I have all the henna wiped off. Gonna get my spoolie. And look at that. It looks very natural. It's very close to my natural hair color. Hey, sorry, real quick. The reason that the eyebrow is looking so red is because I was using a green screen and my hair kind of looked green. And so in post, I had to kind of change some of the colors to make my hair look less green, and it made the eyebrow look kind of red. But I want you to know that this actually is a pretty good match to my hair. Okay, back to the thing. And I love how it tints the skin and the hairs. And this is a result I could never achieve just by doing like powder or pencil. Is that only stuck to the skin, and the hairs themselves were still blonde. They were still super light. So like when I was outside and like the sun was shining on my face, it looked horrible because the hairs were like catching the light. They were so light colored, but the product was only on my skin. But that is not the case with this. It is actually dyed the hairs and the skin. And so it's going to fade off the skin first. Like I said, after about like 5 days, a week, you'll notice that it's no longer on your skin, which that kind of bums me out because I don't have very full eyebrows. They're kind of patchy as well. Right now, they kind of look full and perfect, and I'm obsessed. But once it fades off the skin and it's only stuck to the hair, that's at the point where I have to start filling them in again with powder. But honestly, you guys, look at that. It looks nice, doesn't it? All right. Not like this one's going to be a big reveal because you've already seen the first one, but let's do it. Ta-da! And brush it out. There they are. There are my new eyebrows. Aren't they nice? I really love them. I'm a little bit obsessed with it. You're probably going to be a little dry after this just because the stuff was on you and getting dry and crusty. Go ahead and put some lotion on your face. Take care of yourself. And hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing this for you. Let me know what you think. Would you try this? Would you put a henna tattoo on your face? Are you crazy like me or not? Because sometimes being crazy pays off when you get amazing eyebrows like this. Look at that. I'm really obsessed. I'm gonna be feeling myself all day today. I'm gonna keep catching myself in the mirror like, ooh, ooh. So anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought about this video. Feel free to give it a like if you liked it. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. I won't be mad. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.